Listen up, you maggots. Today is a good day, because this time I'm covering one of the most versatile classes and memorable personalities in the game. Everyone has their own fair share of crazy in them, especially if it lands you alongside these numbnuts. Soldier? He's my kind of crazed lunatic. The special type who's always ready to tear adversaries a new one and leave nothing left behind. I'd love to tell you more about him apart from being violently and amusingly unhinged. Unfortunately, I can't say anything that'd do this maniac justice. If Scout hit a golden center with his personality, then Soldier is the diamond. He doesn't break through the ceiling, although the helmet definitely cracked it. His wonderfully charming insanity gets me in the mood to crack some skulls. Almost akin to Doom Guy, actually, if to a much lesser extent. So how's he play? Well, you've probably noticed by now the atrociously slow movement speed. After enjoying the wind coursing through my hair as Scout, I sure do. However, we're not completely without transportation. These rockets do more than destroy the enemy. They send you soaring through the skies thanks to a trick called rocket jumping. Ranger ain't the only one crazy enough to propel himself through a level. How's this even possible? Who cares? It's badass! Depending on how you want to look at it, we have enough mobility to make Jeremy seethe. Want to get to the roof? Rocket jump. Need a risky escape? RJ. Get yourself across the map? Go ahead if you could pull it off. Try not to let the quick maneuverability get to your head though. The end results can be painful if you're haphazardly jumping around. If you're cursed, this can be exceptionally problematic since random players always seem to show up whenever my health is in the red. Either that, or I crater like an idiot. Twice. Demo's grenades are a different beast altogether. Oh, never gets old. Luckily, the black box mostly solves the issue of health. Combine that with the conch, and we've got ourselves one of the strongest loadouts in TF2 for the sheer survivability it grants its user, on top of being able to assist teammates when used properly. Nothing beats a good medic. Problem is your chances of running into one may vary. Box Conch essentially acts as a mini-med who will heal you in and out of combat. The longer you're able to stay in the fight, the higher your chances of ruining someone else's day. And I'm all for making the enemy team cry. Granted, you're technically sacrificing damage output in return for some healing, which is why I personally never main the combo. Regeneration is nice for someone who has a habit of killing themselves from explosives or gravity, but it ain't gonna do much when you've got one less rocket during an ambush. Plus, it ain't the original. I love me some good weapon sounds, and boy does this deliver. Hear that power? Of course you can. It's got enough strength to jib an ogre. If I'm gonna die, I'll go out making thunderclaps. It's even centered, which helps clear up the screen. Wait. Something about you seems... Why won't you stop showing up? No, don't take it personally. You're good. Caught me by surprise is all. Now, stay where you are. I need you for this segment. Prepare to call me a dumbass, because it took far too long until I noticed the reference. Seems I can't escape from this developer. The world outside this facility must be tinier than I thought. It has to be. Team Fortress started life as a mod for Quake, which then spiraled off into what eventually became TF2. That being said, I'm half expecting those Eldritch creatures to tear their way into the game. Ranger may have put a stop to the Lord of the Wood, but these things have a habit of not staying dead. I can hear it now, putting a sledgehammer into someone's face. Or it could just be my imagination. It tends to get a bit wild up there. What do you think, Pyro?
I can smell the ashes on you.
What? Ash? Remember how I praised the scattergun for being one of the best shotguns around? Yeah. Soldier has some of the best rocket launchers I've ever used. Never been much of a projectile person. They're too much of a double-edged sword in my case. However, the way TF2 handles the use of a launcher may have swayed how I see things. Anywhere else, then I'd be firing these rockets one at a time. Wait for the obligatory reload, fire again, rinse, repeat. Here, have 4 at a time. 3 if you've got the black box and beggars. 5 for the Liberty launcher. Hell yes! Now we're in CCC, Crowd Control City. Whether you're making direct contact or relying on splash damage, these bad boys cause absolute chaos in the battlefield. Nobody is safe from a hailstorm of rockets. They tear through everybody all the same. Euphoric is the only word that comes to mind when a crocket hits its mark, be it a heavy or a small fry crouton. Long-range engagements aren't very effective. If anything, it's hazardous, meaning it's better to stay mid to close range, preferably with a height advantage of some kind. Turning problems into giblets scratches a very specific itch that shooting can't quite reach. If you're searching for a reliable way to get rid of an issue, try jibbing them. Can't get back up if there's barely anything left. Pretty sure Sun Tzu introduced the idea of employing more explosives if one isn't enough, alongside the glory of burning everything. That's the genius of Soldier. Our hard-hatted friend, no, the other one, has the right idea. Functionality differs from launcher to launcher, yet the beauty is they'll blow apart anything they touch reliably enough. Well, unless there's an archvile around. We don't talk about them. We take care of them instead. I'll use Smokey Joe over here as an example. Simply point and...
Should have known better than to shoot rainbows at me, silly bird.
What? No informative response?
You made yourself thoroughly clear last time regarding the audience and specifics.
Both of us know nothing I say holds any weight. Now come on. Please.
Alright. But only because you said please.
Don't get used to it.
Projectiles not under the effect of a critical will become mini-crits, if successfully deflected by an enemy pyro. Additionally, if influenced by a Kritzkrieg Ubercharge, all reflex excluding the Demo Lance sticky bombs will turn into crits.
Exactly. Your main source of damage can quickly end whatever kill streak you had going. Situations like these call for all reliable, because let's face it, once a good pyro shows up, your rocket launcher has the chance of becoming more of a hindrance. The amount of times I've killed members of an enemy soldier's team using their own rocket is staggering. That's not including the soldier himself. Every now and then, you just need a simpler weapon. One which communicates through hit-scan shells to ensure they regret ever getting up in your face. Doesn't have to be once or twice, either. You've got enough for everybody. To succeed on the battlefield, your rockets must be true and your aim swift. No matter how fast the opposition runs, bullets are faster. Little city boy can't run his mouth, and a rifle-dropping coward won't have the opportunity to hide if they're being sent home to their mama in a box. Death must come swift, without a trace of mercy. Behind every launched rocket beats the undying spirit of Quake, and with the ferocity of Ranger, I'll shove this metaphorical boot straight up the ass of each individual class. It probably sounds like bloodshed is the only thing on my mind. And you wouldn't be wrong in assuming that. Ever since I was introduced to this hobby, I found killing AI or other players incredibly therapeutic. Watching a 2D or 3D model get blown up, shot, stabbed, does wonders for the shitty situation. Overlay it alongside some funny sounds and I'm more than appeased. Supportive roles provide a different type of fulfillment. The kind which makes me skeptical. That's what I find appealing about Soldier. He fits both roles surprisingly well. You've got the different banners providing either mini crits, healing, or a defense boost, which, if used properly, can turn the tide of a fight. Running alongside this madman beside the rest of your team as the opposition retreats is peak Team Fortress 2. Who else is gonna whip these clowns into shape? Certainly not the other soldier on my team. They're too busy racking up kills and mercilessly blowing me away when I'm auto-balanced. Nah, this job falls squarely on my lap, a task I'm more than happy to fulfill. Some people just need to be taught a lesson in discipline. And you know what? I'll laugh about it too. If you're incapable of stopping someone with only a riding crop, that's exactly what you deserve. Now, bend over. You think covering me in your bodily fluids is gonna stop this? Please, I'll be sending my condolences to your kangaroo wife. This heavy right here is what everyone should strive to be. A pure, unadulterated role model. No fear. No crying. He's taking his lumps like a man till a damn bot decides to sign his own death warrant. Right, just my ass. The hell am I even doing right now? If you're not prone to blowing yourself up, then the gunboats may be right up your alley. These bad boys reduces the damage taken from rocket jumps by 60%. Feel free to soar through the skies to your heart's content. Reduced self-harm not good enough? Take a rocket jumper. Want to help secure the objective? The pain train's got your back. Soldiers' options are wide enough to support whatever mood I may be in at the time. Alternatives the other classes could only dream of having. There's one more facet to rocket jumping I've waited until now to share, and that's you've got the best view in the world. Should have been a no-brainer, huh? Well, admittedly I wasn't expecting to admire the scenery. If you could see the world through these eyes without the aid of some hyper-advanced AI, you'd probably understand why graphical fidelity matters little to me. Previously, I'd regarded TF2's stylized aesthetic as one of the reasons why I love the game. Yet this is honestly the first time I've actually stopped to truly appreciate it. Guess taking a great art style for granted is easy when you're caught up incinerating other players. It's a welcome change of pace. Now that I think about it, not all TF2 is about maiming the enemy. On rare occasions, you'll run into other people who stop trying to slice your head off and crouch. I've never been one to make friends with the enemy, but this is nice. You know, maybe the demo man isn't so bad after all. Wait a minute, what the hell am I saying? Of course he is! Anyone using grenades is bound to be an asshole, regardless of how nice they come off.